Welcome to an experience powered by Pipe TV.
Powered by Pipe TV.
Good day, everyone. This is Photography Inside Plus Experience TV, where Photography Inside Plus magazine comes to life. I am your host, Miss Tonni. Pipe TV is all about bringing and connecting the community together, whether it be fashion, entertainment, and of course, so much more. Which brings us to our featured guest today. She utilizes all the elements of her background as a dancer, singer, actress, and of course, her titles go on and on, which you'll get a chance to experience today. We are here to get up close and personal with none other than Allison Williams Foster. Hi, Allison.
Hi, Tonni.
I am so glad you are here. It is so great to meet you again because I met you, maybe almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been about 2 years. But how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I cannot complain. Although it's COVID, I'm managing and doing very well.
Fantastic, fantastic. Look, with COVID going on, since you brought it up, what were you doing last year? Did you get a chance to get out and experience? And in a few minutes, I'm going to ask you a little bit about your background. But right now, what were you doing last year at this time?
Funny, last year I tried to make COVID a positive thing, to do some of the things that I don't have an opportunity to do.
Yeah.
And so, believe it or not, I play saxophone. So I started taking my saxophone lessons. I also play glockenspiel, which I don't know if you're familiar, it's like a xylophone. So I was honing those skills, during COVID. And, in my downtime and my quiet time, I draw and I paint.
And you paint and you draw. Yes, I saw some of your work actually. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're fantastic. And as you guys could see, she has so much artistry, which now I'm going to go back to her humble beginnings. She is actually a ballerina. She loves dance, went to school of performing arts. And instead of me saying everything, Allison, please let the family know here how you grew up. What was going on with you? How you became so artistry,
Okay, well, I grew up in Harlem, 125th Street in the projects, in Grant Projects. I have to say that.
All right.
And my mother, she saw something in me. That's the most I could say. I was always moving, always creative, always doing something. And she heard about a school that was opening up called the Harlem School of the Arts. And so she enrolled me in the Harlem School of the Arts. I was one of the first 12 students to start the school. And that's where I met Arthur Mitchell. And that's where I started ballet.
Ballet. What drew you towards ballet and not modern, tap? Because I'm a dancer as well. But my gift is more into tap. I love ballet as well, but tap was my thing. Why not the other genres of dance?
I loved the expression of ballet. It has an elegance to it. It was so disciplined. And I used to go to the ballets. Believe it or not, at age 9, I worked at the Met as an usherette for Marian Anderson. And I would go to the ballets as a young girl and watch it on television. And I just thought the art was beautiful and wanted to do that. I wanted to dance on my toes.
No, you did, which you did.
Yes.
Did you ever do it professionally on stage, a ballerina?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I became a professional ballerina at age 9.
At 9?
So the Harlem School of the Arts had started its first dance company, and I was a prima ballerina at age 9. And I toured with a group of about 8 of us, 8 girls. And we toured for Dorothy Maynor, who was the owner of the school. And from there, I started taking classes at American Ballet Theater, and then I went to Harkness Ballet, and I danced with several companies and was able to perform on stage as a professional dancer at a very young age.
And now here you are growing up as a young dancer and your eyes were big and open, and you decided to audition for what school as in high school?
I auditioned for, well, the funny thing was I initially won a scholarship to go to professional children's school. So a professional children's school, because I was performing already, you go to school and you could sign out and you can go do your performance, or you could sign out and do your tours.
Wow.
But I heard about the High School of Performing Arts and I was curious, really, really curious. And I went and I auditioned, was accepted, and was so glad I had that opportunity.
Wow. Now, while you were in performing arts, because I shared a little behind the scenes with her that I went to the School of Performing Arts too, but later on when they actually moved the whole building to now what is now LaGuardia High School for Performing Arts. But going through that school, did you get a chance to see the other professions, the art, the drama, the musicians? Were you able to see and interact with those other ones?
Yes, I had a lot of friends in various departments. Really was drawn to the music department because at the Harlem School of the Arts, you had to take more than dance. So we had to take dance, drama, acting or art or some other form of art. And so at the High School of Performing Arts, I loved the music department. We got an opportunity, I can't remember, cabaret night, that's what it was called. Cabaret night, where you would have to audition and perform. And so I got an opportunity to work with the musicians and with the dancers and with the actors. It was exciting, really an exciting time.
A good experience, I'm taking it.
Yes.
Well, look, as Allison was going through all that, definitely you hear what she's doing now, what she did back then, and you're a triple threat. It's hard for me to say that, because in order to really make it out there, you have to know how to dance, know music, sing. I mean, you do it all. And now you made yourself all the way into Broadway.
Yeah. Yes. Really exciting.
Almost say, yeah, Broadway. Yes.
Broadway was the highlight of my career. I have to say, Broadway, it wasn't something that I thought I would be doing. I wanted to be a ballerina.
Right.
And at the Harlem School of the Arts, another dance teacher said to me, there's a gentleman that I'd like you to meet. And the teacher was Diane McIntyre, who was a choreographer. She said, somebody wants you to meet. He's opening up a dance school and they're doing a summer intensive workshop. I was 12.
Wow.
I auditioned and found out that he had just left Alvin Ailey and he was forming his own dance company. I ended up being the youngest person in the dance company at age 12. And it was George Faison, who was the Tony Award-winning choreographer of The Wiz.
Yes.
And at that time, that's when I really was starting, I want to perform. I want to, because he was exposing me to so much.
But Allison, I'm going to hold off on that because that needs its own session, because this part here is how Allison actually got into Broadway. And it's an amazing story. So I want you guys to stay tuned, and we're going to talk more with Allison when we come back.
Infinite Exposure shows New York Fashion Week SS22 is back in action with a live show featuring designers from around the world. Designers and models can register while spots are still available. Do you have what it takes to be featured during New York Fashion Week? Register at www.infiniteexposureshow.com/registration or visit our website for more information. Showtime is September 12th. Let's get ready for IEFW SS22 Infinite Exposure shows powered by Picapose Productions. Tickets are on sale now at eventbrite.com. IEFW SS22.eventbrite.com. See you there.
Welcome back to Pipe TV. We are up close and personal with none other than Allison Williams Foster. And before she left off, we wanted to get into how she got into Broadway. And it was getting ready to get exciting. So we had to take that quick little break, because this part here is the part I think actually pushed you out of your element. And you were like, Right? So tell us about Broadway, Allison.
So I mentioned that I had met George Faison,
Right.
who I was in his dance company, had been traveling with him. And I took a small break during the summer to do off Broadway, a small summer theater of Guys and Dolls. And he came to see me. And so he says, Miss Allison, I'd love for you to audition for a show that he was going to do on Broadway. And I said, I have to audition? He said, have you ever done the show before? I said, no. He says, okay, then let me see you on Tuesday. And so I auditioned for The Wiz, and I became the tornado eye of The Wiz on Broadway. And that was my Broadway debut. And that's the beginning of it. And from there, I was just, this is it, guys. This is what I want to do.
What was your family like? I mean, I know your mom, you said your mom was very supportive and everything. So what was she thinking, seeing you now? Probably this is where my daughter, this was her goal. She's here. Like, what was the reaction she was actually giving you?
At first, she said I needed another plan. That was initially what she and my father said. You need a plan, because I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if you're going to make it. That's what they were thinking. And I said, this is the plan. This is my plan A and my plan B, and I'm going to make it happen. And so they were extremely supportive. My entire family was very supportive. They were there at everything I've done. And, my mother was right there with me, cheering me on. Yeah.
Now, guys, you hear Allison talk about her dancing. Dancing is her passion, is her life, but she has so many other gifts. Allison, you also do singing. You sing out there as well, do background vocals. So tell us some of the people that you've actually sung for as well.
Wow. My first experience was, I started with, I toured with Van McCoy and the Hustle Dancers as a dancer. So I used to watch all the singers that we were on tour with.
Right.
And then I had an opportunity to travel with Stevie Wonder, where I sang a little bit with him live. And then from there, people kept saying to me, you can sing. And I said, I can. I didn't really think that I could,
Right.
But everybody kept saying you could sing. So I worked with Neo. I worked with CeeLo. I've worked with.
I'm seeing some of the pictures.
Yes.
Yes.
Melissa Morgan, Christopher Williams, just so many. Oh my goodness, they're escaping me now as we speak. But I've worked with so many wonderful artists that I've learned so much from them as a singer. Just so many. I'm trying to think now as I go along. But what a career, I should say.
Yes, what a career, because we are not done. You still have acting to talk about.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, so what's going on with the acting? Where are you with that?
Okay, as an actress, I haven't had the pleasure to do as much as I wanted to do. I've done some film, and I've done some commercial acting, a lot of stage acting. I had a part in an off-Broadway show where I played it was called Salt in a Wound. And that's when I discovered, okay, I can do that too. And I had to play from age 12 to age 60. And that was like my real taste of acting. But a lot of, as a triple threat or a dancer, you're acting on Broadway sometimes without words. Sometimes you get lines,
Right, because you got to be in character.
You have to be in character. And so I've had so many different experiences as an actress, but never a specific leading lady role, which is still possible. I think it's still possible.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hope that into existence. So my question to you then, you've done stage and you've touched upon film and commercial. Which do you prefer?
Oh my goodness, I love live theater. And I have to tell you, I love live theater because you get immediate feedback. You're giving so much, and then you can get feedback from the audience, and you can say, job well done, because they enjoy it so much. So I love live theater for that reason. And on Broadway, there's 8 shows a week. So although the script is a solid script, every night is different.
Right, because
you know
of
what I mean?
Feedback,
the feedback, the
Yes.
feeling, yeah, and working with everybody live is just it's an amazing feeling. So I love live theater.
Okay,
Love it.
Again, I know you said you've done film. Which film have you actually done?
I did a couple of Spike Lee films. I have to dig back into the titles because my roles were on the floor. They never made it to the screen. I can't even.
Part of it, though.
Oh yeah, and years and years and years ago, I did Cotton Comes to Harlem. Please don't tell anybody. But yes, it's been a small amount of film, a lot more commercials, than film actually, and voiceovers as well, commercial voiceovers.
Are you still doing voiceovers now?
It's really slow since COVID, but I've been called for voiceovers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and commercial Dark and Lovely was one.
I was about to say, anyone we're familiar with?
Dark and Lovely was one of my favorites. And I have to tell you about that. I happened to be in Central Park with my son. I had a son at the time, and we were on the merry-go-round, and somebody approached me, and I auditioned for the advertising agency, and they took me, and that day I didn't have a babysitter, and they put my son in the commercial with me. It was awesome.
2 for 1.
2 for 1, and he became an actor.
Oh, wow. What's your son's name?
Amir Williams.
Amir Williams.
Yeah, he's done amazing work. He was a regular on A Different World. You may remember, I don't know. There was a little boy in A Different World for years. New York Undercover. He's been on a lot of.
Okay, nice. Yeah. And he's still acting now.
He's a writer now, writer and director.
You know what? You keep segueing your way over to what I gotta ask you, because I heard a little birdie told me that you do some writing as well.
I do, more writing. I write poetry.
Mm-hmm.
I write lyrics, and believe it or not, right now I'm writing a show. I'm not going to let it all out, but currently I'm writing a show.
All right now. Well, look, we got a lot more to talk about, because everything that you have just spoken about, like I said in the beginning, when I introduced you, those are everything in your background that has actually propelled you for the success of your company. So when we come back, guys, we're going to talk about Allison's company. You're going to want to be a part of it.
No.
Stay tuned.
Welcome to the jungle in a low down club, somewhere between heaven and hell. Well, we're jamming with jelly. Oh, mama ain't coming home tonight. We're gonna jump down and jam with jelly. The band is blowing, the gin is flowing. We're gonna slum it and slam with jelly. Get shaken, we're gonna will tonight. Jump in the bucket and jam with jelly. Who's got the time to pull the stop up? Raise another jelly jam.
This is our story. And so, it's jelly, but like I said, at some point in our lives, we all identify. Either we know a jelly, or we are a jelly, or whatever. But this, I think that everybody feels right at home with, because it's our story.
Welcome back. I am your host, Miss Tonni, and we are definitely here on Pipe TV with none other than Allison Williams Foster. Allison, it has been such a pleasure to get to know what was going on in your background, but currently you are pushing ahead with a successful company, iStyle Models. And I think you also have iStyle music as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
So, at one point in my career, I thought I was going to retire, but you can't retire. It's what I do. It speaks for me, yes. So I decided, it was a resource to a lot of people. How do you get into this? How do you do this? And, I managed my children. I managed my son for years. And so I took a few children on, and it evolved. And then my husband was a model. And so then it evolved. And I said, why don't I open a model management? Because people want to get into the business. They don't know how. We can groom them, refine them, and make the connections for them. So that's how iStyle Models started. And my husband and I had a traveling model company. That's how it started. And then it became a management. And so iStyle Management now covers a model division and a music division, where I send out musicians for gigs. I book them for gigs.
Okay. So how do you get all that information? How do you get these gigs to know to send the models or the musicians? How do you know they're right for the parts?
because I was connected to so many agents and managers when I was, performing all the time. I just reached back. I said, look, this is what I'm doing. Keep me posted. Tell me what's happening, because now I have a set number of male models and female models, and I have musicians, right on the dime. So that's what happened. I reached out to other agencies, told them what I was doing, and got a lot of support.
Oh, wonderful. Any of your clients that you could name now that has actually propelled through the steps that you have, where they're on Broadway or have a band and performing or doing background for someone?
A lot of my clients are, a lot of them are singers, and in the music area, singers and musicians. So they're doing gigs more than they are doing like television or film or acting. And if they are doing any acting, it's voiceovers, that sort of thing. In terms of my models have done local runway work, specific work for designers, and also photographers, that type of thing. No one has landed a big major thing except for I have a flautist named Notes Overton. He's an incredible musician, and he's worked with some artists like myself who are doing a film and or in the studio. So he's doing pretty much the most.
Okay, so you say you booked some local artists and stuff like. So what is local? So where are you actually based out of?
So with the bookings with the musicians, you have weddings, you have special events, you have clubs, you have restaurants, that sort of thing. So people call me and say, I need a musician, I need a band, I need a drummer, I need a singer, and so they can come to me and find those musicians.
Okay, but where exactly? Are you in New York?
In New York, New Jersey, out of town, on the road, wherever they say go, we go.
I do travel.
I do travel, absolutely.
Oh, wow, that is awesome, awesome. Now, I know this is not the only company that you have. I know you've been doing some other stuff. I don't know when this other company has came through, but when I looked it up, I was very interested in it. If you could tell me more about the Family First Life.
Family First Life. Okay, so this is a little bit more on the serious side of it. My husband and I decided that we needed to get insurance, right?
Okay.
And so someone came to the home to give us mortgage protection. And my husband taps me and goes, you could do that. I'm like, are you kidding me? He thinks I can do everything. So he says, you could do that. I said, so I actually went to a meeting to find out about insurance, got my license. I'm licensed in 7 states. I am an insurance broker and an independent insurance broker in 7 states. And I have a business where I do life insurance, mortgage protection, planning, annuities, and identity theft. Family First Life.
That's a mouthful, Allison. You're not tired yet.
I love it. I'm like a little bunny girl. I have to keep going. Girl.
I see.
Wind me up and I'm ready.
Guys, for real.
Absolutely.
So what can we expect from you for the rest of this year? What's coming down the pipeline?
Well, I am currently working on a project. I'm always working on projects for everybody else. This is finally a project for me. I'm coming out.
Don't let me start singing.
I am working on a project, something for me in the light that I hope everybody appreciates. You'll see me a little bit differently than you always, than you always see me. Don't want to let the cat out the bag yet because it's in its beginning stages. But by next spring, I have dates already, but by next spring, everyone will get the gist of what I'm writing about right now.
Oh my goodness. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
for you. Folks wanted to follow you to, keep up with what's going on or even find out more about your past. What are some of the media platforms they could find you?
I am only on 2, and I'm on Facebook as Allison Williams Foster. You can find me there. iStyle Models is also there. You can find me on Instagram. Now, Instagram, I have a couple of Instagrams, which is my personal Instagram public figure is One Black Storm. Okay, so that's where I am on Instagram. iStyle Management _co for my music.
Okay.
And then I have ISAY, ISAY .LLC is for iStyle Models. So you can find me there, and solutions_producer for Family First Life for my insurance.
There you go, guys. Many platforms, many talents, of course. And you mentioned something, and I saw it before, and I said I was going to ask you. I saw, I think it was on your Facebook page, you had in parentheses, storm.
Storm. Yes.
Significance of that.
Okay, so that's where Black Storm falls in. Storm is my music stage name. It was given to me, actually, Storm was given to me by my children. Black Storm was given to me by my children, because as a mother, they say I was a tough mother. So I had one child that used to say, "Ma, you blackened." And the other child said, "Like a storm." So I put it together, so I'm Black Storm. But so for stage, I'm just Storm.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I got the name. But Storm is my stage name for music.
Okay. Let me ask you this last question, Allison. Do you miss any of the performances you performing?
It's tough. I miss everything sometimes. Believe it or not, I'm working on myself physically right now for COVID, because I'm a woman of age. You wouldn't know, I'm a mother of 2 with 6 grandchildren.
Ooh.
And I am physically working on myself so that I can dance again. Because that's the way I speak. Dance is how I communicate. And so my hope is that you'll see me dancing again.
Wow. You personally dancing, or dance school where you're an instructor?
Me personally dancing. I also taught ballet, but me personally dancing.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I look forward to it. I will be continuing to follow you, Allison.
Thank you.
Oh boy, what a blessing.
Thank you.
Guys, there's so much more to Allison. Please, please follow her on all her social platforms, on all the pages on IG. We'll have them up at the end of the show in case you missed it, but don't worry about it. Once again, I am your girl, Miss Tonni. This is Pipe TV. And of course, our feature guest, who cannot forget, Miss Allison William Foster. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So until next time, I will see you. Peace out. This is Pipe TV.